how does your system automate transaction processing related to joint ventures and provide partners real-time access to financial data and reports? To do this, we are going to take a look at Nancy Falcone, who is my joint venture accountant in charge of managing all the joint venture transactions and operating agreements within the organization. Keep in mind that Oracle Joint Venture Management is a complete and integrated solution, and it enables management of all your joint ventures throughout your organization to make sure that all financial transactions are identified and distributed to the partners according to each share of ownership as defined in that operating agreement. A few benefits of being able to do it this way is that we can shorten the financial close by automating the accounting for joint ventures, help improve cash flow by automating the invoicing process within joint venture management, and also provide real-time visibility into status of your joint ventures at any time. A brief overview of these operating agreements will be found within the joint venture definitions themselves, which help drive the efficiency throughout the system. As an example, we'll take a look at our VCare Health joint venture, and you can see that we're able to capture all the basic properties, related billing information, as well as chart of accounts information. This accounting information really helps identify which transactions are distributable and not when it comes to the joint venture, which helps eliminate the need of spreadsheets that are offline and things of that nature that often slow down this process. So our joint venture management can identify exactly what the distributable items are. Once you've defined your stakeholders, ownership definitions can be updated and then maintained throughout the life of this joint venture agreement. You can do things as complex as overhead agreements for carried interest provisions or just standard ownership definitions based on the percentage that may change from time to time that applies to those distributions of capital throughout the entire joint venture process. Once the joint venture has been established, our system will manage contributions coming in for the capital accounts of the joint ventures, can also initiate requests as the managing partner to raise additional capital. All of the expenses then can post against those capital accounts as those are drawn down by tracking those source transactions that we talked about through the operating of the joint venture system. Now, these eventually become distributions that Oracle is able to identify and then distribute amongst the joint ventures. And this process allows you to take that distribution all the way through to payables or receivables as need be. And here we can see an example of a joint venture transaction. We can see the total amount and then what gets distributed to this particular individual, which eventually becomes, in this case, a payable to Supremo Physiotherapy. In addition to managing these distributions and the invoices that go along with them, Oracle's also able to manage operational measures for this joint venture. So you're able to establish those particular measures. In this case, we see examples of patient encounters, which might drive special allocations within the joint venture or provides additional tracking mechanisms to see how this joint venture is performing in real time. The last thing I'll point out are our operational measures. It allows you as an organization to have real-time insights into your joint ventures and see where they stand from a total perspective. Here you can see the joint venture that we've selected. I could select multiple if I want a global view of this, as well as periods. It allows me to see a couple things. One, I can see that all the transactions in the system have been identified and processed, so I know there's no outstanding transactions that might affect my end result numbers in this joint venture. And then I'm able to see period by period profit as well as revenue and cost per period in total. And then at the bottom, I can see information about each individual stakeholder and their percentage of profit related to that. So hopefully this was helpful and gave a brief overview of Oracle Joint Venture Management and how it can help streamline and automate your processes and give you access to real-time reporting at any time during the joint venture process. Thank you, and hope you have a wonderful day.